Hello and welcome along to the Excelsior Stadium. We're back with football. Happy New Year, welcome to 2015. The ladies season is back and we're looking forward to 3 glamour pre-season friendlies for Glasgow City, a host of new signings coming in as well as familiar faces, and the first challenge on the 25th of January 2015 is Sunderland, newly promoted from the WSL. There's a bit of a change around, 1 or 2 new players coming in. Carlton Fairweather coming in as head coach as well. It should be an interesting contest, and Leon Ross, captain as ever, will be leading our side again this season, hopefully without the injuries. It's Glasgow City against Sunderland from the Excelsior Stadium, and off we go. And pre-season then is underway and Glasgow City gets going, and as I mentioned at the top, a mixture of youth as well as experience on the left hand side. It's the lovely ball through towards McFadden and stuff from Holmes, and now she's got space here. Abby Holmes trying to get around Docherty and Fairley. Tries to come inside and does to Solo. And it's a goal kick. And 4 on the wall here. And it's stopped by the goalkeeper. And away off the line it was Mulvey trying to get a little nick in, and a dangerous moment for Sunderland. It's not. Who is a good 35, nearly 40 yards at the angle. Right hand post. So we'll see how she gets on here. It's Greenwell, just floats it in, and there's no one there, and that's a goal for Sunderland, is it? It is indeed. Just 1 or 2 queries with the linesman. Sarah McFadden, the goal scorer, who's been an experienced figure in the team's second spell at Sunderland, the 27-year-old. So Steph Barron's ball in, a little flick, and it was McFadden trying to get a header on there, Mulvey just behind, and then neither of them got a touch. Referee just getting the ball out. Brown is there, but Leon Ross is there as well. It is Leon Ross. Oh, it's absolutely terrific from Leon Ross. Curled it straight in. Real class, and it's 1-1. And Leon Ross, despite having a timeout injured, actually got injured against Glentoran in the Champions League qualifying stage, and she still turned up with 19 goals, and she scores from anywhere, and she's the set piece taker, so does everything. She's a real captain's linchpin. Right to left this second half. And now on this near hand side is Beth Mead. Got support to her left, but she keeps on going to sell and goes herself with the shot, and fizzes away past the right hand post. A challenge coming in from Greenwell, and Sunderland have it back, and high ball through. Courtney White is under pressure here, and through on goal is Mulvey. McCulloch's there, it's still Mulvey, and just fizzes that away, and maybe put off a little bit by McCulloch coming back well to get past McFadden to motor on out wide towards Grant. Oh, and it's off the left hand stanchion of the post, and that was dangerous. It was one of those where you didn't know whether it was going to fly in or fly out, and in the end it was so close to doing either or. He found it again. It's hooked over the top by Mead, and very well done there by Callum. It was a dangerous ball with the attentions of Mulvey there. So it's Beth Mead's corner, and the header towards goal, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. It was sharp with the header. And McFadden out to Greenwell. Oh, and Greenwell gets round Rafferty, or opposite number. Oh, it's a fizzer, and the goalkeeper was struggling there. Cunningham just dived and watched that sail over the bar. Well, and Mead then fancying this one. It's Beth Mead, and it's into the hands of Cunningham there. It was certainly on target, but another comfortable save for the Glasgow City goalkeeper. Lap in there too. Abby Grant, 3 in the box for Glasgow City. Will he use it? Here's Erin Cuthbert. Still Cuthbert. Oh, and that was getting closer and closer down towards the goal, but in the end just over.
Just a wee glimpse of what she can do there.
And there we are then, full time, and the first pre-season game for Glasgow City against WSL side, newly promoted Sunderland into the top flight. And it was a game of fits and starts. It wasn't quite full pace from either side. Goals in the first half from McFarlane from a header from Victoria Greenwell, free kick. That made it 1-0 in the 25th minute. Leanne Ross equalised just before half time with a terrific free kick. A couple of bits of quality in a rather game that was a bit slow at times, one or two half chances, but it was obviously very much a pre-season game. Let's get some post-match reaction now from Paul Elliot.
How tough a start was that for you?
Really tough. None of us have really played since the end of October, so I've been out for about a year as well, so it was playing against Glasgow was a big stepping stone. I think a lot of the girls as well, compared to what we've been playing against last year, it was a tough challenge to start with anyway.
It's all good part of preparation for new season. Obviously stepped up to the top league, so a bit of excitement around the club for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot more excitement. We're training a lot more. We're training now 4 times a week, whereas before we were only training twice a week. It's going to be exciting. We've got a lot more with Sunderland as well, with the men helping us out a lot more. So we've got and as well we've got a new coach as well. So everybody started on a fresh slate. So everybody's fighting for a place now.
You're all quite a competitive team. You like to fight for the ball. Is this something that's kind of instilled within the players from the coaches or whatever?
I think because a lot of the girls they've been at the club for maybe 10 years, and at the start it was a big task to win a game against the big dogs, whereas I think that was something that was instilled, and then as we got older, a lot of the girls now have progressed into really good footballers, and they've still got that hard work within them, so I think that's going to help us whenever we go to the big league.
Yeah, you're a young team as well, lots of young players coming through in the youth systems for England, so you feel like you can grow into one of these kind of more challenging, bigger teams in England?
Yeah, that's it. We've got a few under-19s, under-23s, and then now because we're in the WSL1, we'll be able to keep those players, whereas the first time round we lost 5 junior internationals that are now playing senior for England, so I think this time it'll be better that we can keep them because they all want to play in WSL1, so I think if we get through this season we'll do well in the future anyway with them. So
all in all, it was a good experience in Glasgow for you today?
Yeah, it was good. We got a draw, and I think it's first game, so we're happy with that. We know Glasgow are really, really good, and they'll do really well in the Champions League, hopefully. So we were glad to get a draw today.
And how tough a start to pre-season was that?
It's obviously going to be a tough game. I mean, they've just been promoted to WSL1 in England, so we knew it was going to be tough. And I think your first game back pre-season is always tough, regardless of who your opponents are, because we're obviously trying to get our fitness back and things. So yeah, it was a tough game.
You scored a bit of a screamer yourself, quite happy to finish?
Always happy to score a goal and contribute to a result for the team, but it was kind of disappointing in the end to come away with a draw. We're always looking to win games, but
it's a tough start to pre-season, but obviously got another couple of tough games coming up. But it's all good for practice for a new season as well, for the Champions League approaching as well.
That's right, and we've brought in a lot of new players, so we need to get them bedded in, and we need to get to know their game. They need to get out to know our style of play and things. So first game back, it is what it is. We'll sit down and we'll look at what we've done, what we've achieved today, and see what we can work on going forward.
How impressed have you been with the new players?
We've brought in a lot of quality as usual. Eddie always seems to find people to bring in that are going to improve the team, and it's always a challenge obviously to get a starting place in this team, so it's going to be really tough this year for everybody in the squad.
Rhonda Jones looked very good at centre back. She looked like she was at home at the club.
Rhonda's got a lot of experience. She's played a lot of international football as well, and she's our type of player. She's going to give 100% in every game, and she'll do really well here.
So looking to get out of the next game against Manchester City?
Again, it's in pre-season, so it's going to be more fitness, and we'll obviously look to bed the new players in again, and get ourselves back up to the standard that we need to be, heading closer towards the season and towards the Champions League.
So that was post-match there, and Paul's joining me now for the first time in 2015. 1-1, it was a game of not a lot of pace, but a couple of decent moments in terms of goals. What was your assessment?
Yeah, it was very pre-season to begin with. I thought Sunderland kind of started the stronger of the two, and they seemed to be a wee bit more on the pace than City were. They scored a goal. City kind of started to come back into it towards the end of the first half and scored themselves towards half time. Second half was probably a wee bit more end to end at times, and as the game went on, I felt City were starting to find their stride a little bit better, playing some decent passes and combinations. But all in all, it's a good run out to start off the pre-season campaign.
We'll talk about the goals and the first goal. You were watching alongside me, but when I was doing the commentary, it kind of always looked like as that ball was going in, that was going to get a head in the back of the net.
Yeah, it just seemed like they had so many bodies at the far post. I think it was a case of zonal going wrong, where all the players just arrived at the far post, and there was just so many of them had the chance just to nod it into the back of the net. The keeper had no chance, to be fair. I'm sure City will look at that one as one maybe they could have defended a wee bit better, but it's part of pre-season, isn't it? You learn from these mistakes that you make when it's not important. It's pre-season football, so it's just a good run out to begin with.
So Sunderland took the lead and then we had the equaliser just before half time, and a Leanne Ross free kick, and again I think you were kind of looking at me while watching on thinking that was always going to go in the back of the net.
Yeah, it seemed like goal as soon as she stepped up. She had that kind of look about her where she knew exactly where to place the ball, and we had a good position to see it as well. And you could see that the far post was open for the strike, and Leanne Ross has got the ability just to step up and curl that one into the corner. Keeper again and no chance. It was a fantastic finish, and it was worth coming out for that goal alone.
The second half kind of meandered on a little bit, a lot of changes coming in, but we'll talk quickly about the set of the Glasgow City signings. Most of them played the part, with Megan Cunningham in goals, like Sir Rhonda Jones and Cuthbert came on. What was your assessment on the whole of all the signings?
I thought it was quite good. I thought Rhonda Jones had an excellent game. She looked really at home in the heart of defence. Keeper made a very good save from a free kick in the first half. It looks like there's a bit of potential there as well. Cuthbert came on, did well. She got good feet, a couple of good runs. She looks like she's going to settle into the middle of the park very well. Georgia Rafferty as well did a fairly decent job at right back. I think the signings have been good, and I think there's a definitely good platform to build on from this first game in pre-season.
And looking ahead before we leave for the Excelsior for today, coming up next month they're away to a closed door game against Man City, and also they've got Chelsea. So no disrespect to the Sunderland side, they've been promoted to WSL1, but they've got two bigger challenges of Glasgow City in February.
Yeah, that's when Glasgow City have got to prepare for the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain, so they need to play against these top class opposition to get themselves up to that standard as quick as they possibly can. Sunderland was a good start. Sunderland are a good team, good young players. They asked a few questions of Glasgow City, and it's going to gear them up nicely for the next one against Manchester City and then against Chelsea. So it's all about just getting up to that standard we know City can be at, and so they can approach the new season, and obviously the big game against Paris Saint-Germain as well.
That's still to come. Thanks very much, Paul. So that was the first game of pre-season. Two more to come in February. Man City away is a closed door game, but you can come down for the game against Chelsea on the 22nd of February. We'll see you next time.